Article: Our Republic of Rare Rituals. India measures time not in days and months but in unknown festivals celebrated by esoteric cultures. Mountain Masquerade. Rolin. Rolin remains Kalpa's sacred secret. Each spring, just as winter loosens and Holi fades, the village calls upon the Sawney meadow fairies believed to have kept residents warm and safe through the long freeze. Rolin in Himachal Pradesh is both farewell and thanks, a send off for spirits who shared their invisible shelter. Chosen men become the Rola or the groom, and the Rolin bride in a ceremony locals insist is more than 5,000 years old. Their costumes astonish veiled faces, layered cloth, beads, and metal, with the bride dazzling in silver that spills across half of her body. The groom hides behind scarves. To reveal a human face would invite malevolent forces and break the reverence owed to celestial guests. For Manoj Negi, homestay owner, the festival shapes the year. My family has been celebrating Rolin for generations. We thank them for having stayed with us through the winter and protected us, and then give them a grand send off. Rolin is also an invocation for prosperity. There are elements that tie it to tradition. Laugh out loud when the Rolin performs and you invite good luck. Stay silent when the Rola demands and whisper a prayer when everyone does, as Shikha Tripathi says in the article. The article, A Republic of Rare Rituals, an article by Mera Datta Yadav, tells us that to understand India, one might read its constitution or study its religions, but to truly feel India, one must step into its festivals, explosions of drumbeat, incense, turmeric, flower, and chant that don't just mark time but give it texture. Festivals are how India negotiates diversity, not by erasing difference but by rehearsing it, says sociologist Namrata Gurung. Beyond Diwali, Holi, or Eid, India's inner grammar is revealed in quieter rituals, Angami purification rites during Sek Renyi in Nagaland, Bhuta Kola trances in coastal Karnataka, Bendur cattle offerings in Maharashtra, and Tripura's bamboo poled Gariya Puja. Historians note that such calendars once stitched the subcontinent together. Hindu markets closed for a Muslim URS. Jain traders sponsored Holi. Hindu coolies carried tazias, and Ladakis joined Losar feats. Percival Spear called this intimate pluralism, unity through participation, not sameness. Today's festivals are also journeys and spectacles. People fly to Naropa in Ladakh, camp at Zero, or seek Leh Haroba foods. Ritual has quietly become recreational, says sociologist Rohan Chopra. If temple bells once announced festivals, now Instagram and travel vlogs do. Rather than flattening culture, social media has amplified its eccentricity. So, ball singers in Shanti Niketan, Saka Dava prayer, wheels by Blue Lakes, teenage girls marking with tubas in Bagru. The digital sphere has become an unexpected patron, documenting, archiving, broadcasting. So, India's calendar shows its deepest pluralism. Ganapati passes Eid, biryani lanes, Christmas cakes cool beside laddus, Navaratri blends into Dasera, identity becomes celebration. Seen from afar, India is a palette that comprises Onam's yellow, Durga's red, Ladakh's indigo, Holi's neon, Mahavir Jayanti's white. Each festival a color, together a living canvas. Seasonal courtship, Bagoria. Across western Madhya Pradesh, which is Bhil built. The Bhogoria festival shows how celebration becomes ecology, economy, and social architecture at once. Observed in early March across Bhil heartland, Bhogoria unfolds through a network of weekly hearths that temporarily transform ordinary marketplaces into ritual landscapes, says Dr. Dhirendra Pratap Singh of the Madhya Pradesh Tourism Board. Bamboo pavilions, cloth awnings, circular dances, and improvised pathways rise and vanish within days, yet braid lasting social worlds. So, at the festival's edge, Mahadev Ji's shrine gathers families with prayers, offerings, and mahua liquor, sometimes presented as garlands in honor of the deity. Notes Madhukar Sharma of Jeevan Jyoti Health Service. Bagoria is also a sanctioned space of courtship. If a boy offers a betel leaf to a girl and she accepts and consumes it, the families take it as a symbolic agreement towards marriage, says Sharma, as Taniksha Saxena has told us in her write up. Harvest longings. Felix Anthony, a priest in Arunachal Pradesh, speaks with quite pride about the region's cultural rhythm. Northeast India and Arunachal Pradesh, in particular, is truly a land of festivals, he says. With more than 100 indigenous tribes, almost every month of the year is marked by a celebration. Among them, he highlights Mopin, celebrated by the Gelo tribe in early April as the Gelo New Year and the start of the agricultural cycle, rooted in the animistic belief system of Donni Polo and centered on Mopin Ane, the goddess of fertility and abundance. Men organize rituals, women blew fragrant polka rice beer, and the gesture of EETE, soft rice paste, brushed on the face, becomes a sign of purity and affection. Dressed in white, the Gelo share a pong in bamboo cups, meals of rice and meat, and dance the popi. Festivals like Mopin also serve a social purpose. So, Anthony notes they create spaces where relationships are formed, often leading to lifelong partnerships. So, this is again as Taniksha Saxena has given to us in her write up for the article. Now, Fury pacified Korangalur Bharani. Bhajans and kirtans usually drift through temple courtyards in devotional hush, but at the Sri Kurumba Bhagavati temple in Thrissur, Kerala, the Kodangallur Bharani festival crackles with something far more primal. Held in the Malayalam month of Meenam, March April, it draws thousands who surge through the town in waves of red. At its core is the Bharani Pattu or Teripattu, obscene, ribald songs hurled skyward like sonic offerings. Though there are numerous legends associated with the temple and its deity, I believe that it was originally Shakti Aradhana and fertility worship was part of it, says Dr. C. Adarsh. That's why many of the songs have reference to intimate activity. Myth traces the ritual to Bhadrakali, whose fury after slaying the demon Dharika was finally tempered at Kodangallur. an eruption settling into calm. The festival peaks during Kavu Pukal when Velichapadu's temple oracles spill into the temple grounds dressed in red and brandishing sickles or sticks. As drums thunder, they whirl around the sanctum, smiting themselves with swords while singing from the belly rather than the throat. For Chief Priest M. Trivakraman Adikal, the uproar is not sacrilege but intimacy. If a child feels hurt by the mother and is upset, they will shout and abuse her. Similarly, devotees let out their suppressed feelings in front of their mother. Photographer K.R. Sunil, who has documented the festival for over 2 decades, notes its psychological charge. It is a space without boundaries where they could vent their anger and frustration and leave feeling healed. As Priya M. Menon puts it in her write up.